ये ऐसे ना होगा।
हेलो ना, प्लीज 16 में
ये हो गया हो गया हो गया।
या 16 में यू हैव गॉट योर चार्जर क्या?
कीप एन आई ऑन इट।
नहीं नहीं, आईफोन वाला। ठीक है यार, मैं श्रुति को भेज रही हूँ। शी विल गिव यू योर हर चार्जर।
हो गया।
अच्छा ठीक है, रहने दे, हो गया। हाँ हाँ जी, हो गया। ऑन है। वॉल्यूम फुल करो उसका, DND पे डालो। ऑन, अच्छा लगा नहीं अभी। शिट, ये कहाँ लगेगा?
हाँ,
वो कहाँ लगेगा?
वो लगा देंगे अगर वो प्लग पॉइंट है ना।
उस पे लगेगा ना शायद। अभी देखो, इन्होंने आई थिंक ये उससे किया हुआ है ना। श्रुति, ये कौन सा, ये ऐप से है?
हाँ, वो ड्रॉइड कैम
हाँ,
ड्रॉइड
तो
कैम।
इससे लाइव जाएगा या फिर तुम यूट्यूब से जाएगा?
नहीं
ये
YouTube पे
चाहिए?
ये बस सेटअप करना है। ये लाइव जा रहा है। ये बस लैपटॉप में ब्रॉडकास्ट होगा। वो लैपटॉप पे चल रहा है और लैपटॉप से यूट्यूब पे।
ये ऐसे चलेगा?
हाँ,
ये
ये
चल रहा है ना?
चल रहा है अभी लाइव।
डन। स्लीप मोड पे नहीं जाएगा। स्लीप मोड चेक कर।
वीडियो ऑन रहेगा तो नहीं जाएगा।
ये कैसे चेक करो? सेटिंग्स पे
ऑलरेडी
जाके
सुन तो रहे।
स्क्रीन टाइम बंद नहीं होना चाहिए यार। स्टेप मत करना उस पर।
बहुत हमारे कितना तक है? यहाँ तक पूरा बीच में
बीच में हाफ पे आ जाना है, कोई दिक्कत नहीं, लगा दिया है यहाँ पे। बस मूवमेंट हाफ पे का कोशिश करना कि कम रहे, जितना कम हो उतना बेटर है। साइड
Satpathy, and also a fellow student to the Business Excellence Summit of 2023. The Business Excellence Summit is an annual event that serves as a convergence point for the leaders, industry experts, aspiring professionals. It is a platform designed to facilitate discussion, share insights, and foster networking among participants. Our goal is to inspire and equip attendees with actionable insights, innovative strategies, and practical tools to promote responsible and impactful business practices. Before going ahead and talking about the theme, I would like to invite Sir, respected Vice Chancellor Father Anthony R. Udvari SJ, Father Deputy Registrar B. Arokya Das, Associate Dean Student Affairs Professor Arijit Mitra, and our keynote speaker, Mr. Sameer Saraswati, to please come on stage. The theme for this year's summit is Navigating the Unknown, and it seeks to create a forum where participants can exchange experiences, ideas, and personal stories about conquering uncharted territories in the business world. We aim to encourage individuals to embrace discomfort, conquer fear, and overcome self-doubt, thereby challenging the reluctance to change that often plagues today's generation and promoting resilience in the face of uncertainty. I now call the dignitaries to please come and light the lamp. Thank you. I invite the choir to come and sing the prayer song. I request all of you to please rise up to the stage. call for action, a testament of the determination to strive for excellence. So let the melodies infuse us with energy and lift our spirits. I thank the choir. I now welcome Father Vice Chancellor to come and say a few words and declare the Business Excellence Summit open.
Good morning, everyone. It's a Sakti, Father Deputy Registrar Arvarokiva, and Professor N.C. Misra, and my dear colleagues, our faculty colleagues, invited guests, and my dear students. I declare open this Business Excellence Conclave 2023 open. On behalf of the university, I extend a very warm welcome to Mr. Sakti for taking your time out to come over here to bless this conclave. And I am sure the next 2 days or so, you will have a very enriching experience. It will be one of learning, understanding, and also focusing your own talents. Focusing your own talents. We will have a lot of opportunity to listen to various speakers and share their experiences with us. And also as a budding managers, we will have a very purposeful and meaningful exercise by listening to the industrialists. And I saw the brochure, the next 2 days of the program, are very good speakers, very good speakers. And I wish I had enough time to attend all the talks. By listening to such experiences, we also shape ourselves. We also learn more from the practices. We try to understand the integrity of what you call the integrity of the business. And therefore, I take this opportunity to thank all of you, and I encourage and motivate all the students to take advantage of this 2 days conclave. I am sure you will have a very, very enriching experience. So, once again, I thank all of you and wish you all the very best for the next 2 days. Thank you.
Thank you, Father. I would now like to invite Associate Dean Student Affairs, Professor Arijit Mitra, to come and share his thoughts.
Respected Father Vice Chancellor, Anthony Arvoi, respected Deputy Registrar and Chief Financial Officer, Mr. Samir Saraswati, keynote speaker, all faculty colleagues, and dear students. Good morning to all of you. And already we get there. When we launched the theme, of course, some of the students were there, maybe some of you were there, some of you are not there. When we talk about navigating for the unknown or exploring the unknown, whatever you say, first thing that comes to my mind is that, like everybody will think of those things nowadays, the recent change that's happening in the industry. I think speakers will talk about this. Next 2 years already you have 12 speakers, and I think Mr. Saraswati will also start in his keynote speaking that recent changes are basically, if you see, artificial intelligence, digital transformation, to some extent design thinking, people are encouraging, and social responsibility, tripping bottom line, and you can say like sustainability aspects. All the aspects of management or all the facets of management, whatever you say, all subjects for you now. Apart from this, of course, you have to understand post-COVID-19. In line to all these changes, organizational structures are also changing, which is, quite, I will say that it will be quite new for you when you will join. This is the overall thing. I'm not going to detail all these things because obviously speakers are there. The next thing unknown for you is the corporate etiquette and what company expects from you. Right? Obviously, there is a fit. Like obviously you are, undergoing all the SIP process, and I think you can say better than us that what you are actually facing, the way you are making CV, your readiness, that is actually good. But at the same time, after listening to a lot of theory from professors, most of them are astute or maybe at least theoretical at this point of time, you may wonder that what could be my job, like where I will encash those things in my life. Now, when you join, it's actually a journey for anybody, not only for MBA student, but particularly for you, because they are actually choosing you for being a corporate leader, future corporate leader. So you will have an interview process, then they will recruit you, you will finish this thing, and you will join there. So there you have to learn actually what is the situation of the company, what they are actually expecting, formality, the way you have to handle your boss, the way you have to handle your subordinate, the way you have to handle your project team. That is another unknown. Of course, in a very, I will not say a light mode, but basically these are also some of skills that you have to understand. Third thing is your job role. And obviously some of them you have got in SIP, but obviously the job role will be much broader or little broader, or maybe you will be given some task. Now, how it happens? One or two examples, just I am giving from my experience. Of course, I have very short experience in the industry. Like when I joined after my post graduation, I joined my first company long back, 2006, I think, in Mumbai. So I joined there 1 or 2 days of orientation, then a formal training on all this stuff, mostly theoretical. So I thought that okay, good, that already I know some of this, and like most of this, and it will be a cakewalk for me. So then when I was assigned a department, my boss called me, general manager and assistant general manager. Asked that, okay, then what your last I told few things that is design, etc. He told that, okay, what do you expect now here? What you are going to do? I told them, anything related to design, manufacturing, etc. you can do, I can do. And I have learned a lot of new things, I can bring changes, etc. So he told in a very, smiling face, with a very smiling face, he told that, do you think that you will join as a designer after finishing your postgraduate, and for that our industry will be stopped, and you will just bring the change and then we start making the product? Go to the theaters and see lakhs of your design product, what you are working on is lying there. And just start with the part by part assessment of the measurements. So that's actually unknown, because I thought that big things, etc., but it starts with a very small thing. And then obviously pricing, etc., a lot of other things. And I found that I learned the theories, but I did not learn a lot of things. So this was the example. Next example, few days back, I was attending an academic conference in IM3G. There, again, same thing, like, we academia are little theoretical and we say that, okay, this theory happens. We were sharing something on supply chain integration. And then, one person told that, what do you mean by supply chain integration? It's basically SAP implementation. Then I told that, no, it's not like that. I have this theory, etc., etc. He said that, okay, that's why actually you are focusing on your career in academia, because for us, it's basically like software implementation and everything will integrate. So he had a point. Of course, it's not that he was true or I was completely correct. It's actually, one part of supply chain integration is SAP implementation and transformation of the company, of course, by organizational structure, and here it reflects. Now, we teach those things. But obviously, sitting here, you may not understand what we are talking about, right? So that is actually another thing you will learn, and that's what I emphasize particularly in this kind of forum, that a lot of use case you get. And it is your job, as Father told in the last gathering when we were announcing the thing. Again, I reiterate the thing that you see to the notebook and take note of the important points, right? Because some of the points you don't know, it will be working. And third is basically you will understand what new things companies are facing, challenges. Mostly the new things basically challenges, and then how they are handling it. It may be in a very kind of out of the box manner. It may be in a very theoretical manner. It may be based on framework. It may be with the help of consultation. Those aspects actually we want. And we want means actually from the past experience I have seen that after BS students are much more mature. They can interact in the classroom. And of course, we also are enlightened about what is happening, what are happening in the company. So this industry institute interface, I expect personally, and I think all of the faculty expect from this BA. Last year also it happens, and this year again, I just, it's not a request like I'm advising you, that you will do the necessary things so that it will be a very good thing. Because obviously you are spending time, you are spending energy, of course, if you ask, the student executive council and of course the BES committee, they have spent, a lot of time on this. Okay, of course we provide some help, but they have done most of the things. And you know it. Right. So it is your responsibility, and some of you are also involved. Okay. So it is your responsibility to take the best fruit out of it, and make it a success. And not only it will be a success. Along with that, your performance in the class, performance in the interview, performance in your overall behavior. Okay, that should also be improved. And of course, maintain your etiquette. Okay, whatever way, and obviously the speaker should be happy by getting you an audience and ask relevant questions. With that, I will say thank you to everybody. Let it be a grand success. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Deep sir, for your encouraging words. I now welcome RHG Daw, the Joint Secretary, Student Executive Council, to come and introduce our keynote speaker for the inaugural ceremony.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished dignitaries and guests, and batchmates, it is both an honor and privilege to introduce a remarkable individual who embodies the very essence of our alma mater, Xavier Institute of Management, XIM University, Bhubaneswar. As we gather here at this prestigious event, Business Excellence Summit, we are fortunate to welcome back one of our own, a true testament to the exceptional education and values instilled by our institute. This is Sameer Satpathy from the batch of 1995. He has also studied consumer marketing strategy at Harvard Business School and attended the Global Program of Management Development by the Ross School, University of Michigan. He is a part of the Industry Advisory Board, IAB, for the marketing area at the Indian Institute of Management, Udaipur. With 25 years of experience across FMCG and paint industries, across key categories such as hair care, skin care, among all, he spent time with Virgil Paints and Malibu before joining ITC in 2015, where he now holds the esteemed position of Chief Executive Personal Care. Under his leadership, ITC has won numerous coveted awards like the Cannes Lion in the year 2018 and 17, when he became the judge for creative effectiveness in the 2022 edition. He then served as one of the 16 member International Iridium FE jury that elected Global Grand FE winners in the year 2021. Today, Mr. Sameer Satpathy will take us on the inspiring journey, tracing his path from XIMB to ITC and unveiling the transformative experiences and achievements along his way. Without further ado, let us extend a warm welcome to Mr. Sameer Satpathy as he takes the stage to impart his wisdom and experiences.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, sir. You guys are awake. I will try to make it difficult to come up so early for a 9:30 meeting. So please put drive ourselves to work, but you guys are a different breed. Good to see that. Father Anthony, thank you. Thank you for having me. Professor Ramana, thank you for inviting me. I could say hello to you. Esteemed professors, students. It's great to be back. I think I'm walking into exam after approximately 20 years. It's been 25 odd years since I graduated, and it's great to see the changes. Campus looks different. So I went and stood in a little long row which I could understand, which was the notice board, and when you look at the rector's office, they teach you at the rector used to sit when we were there. So I could feel at home. But looking at all of you, I think I'm feeling at home again. Yeah. So I think it's an interesting topic, and some things which Professor Mishra talked about is that navigating the unknown. It's like when I got this topic that talk about navigating the unknown. I said, hey, sounds like we used to have Professor Manikanta Mishra here. This paper used to be like that. I said, where we used to, when we used to get this paper, we used to kind of first try to figure out what is the question. Because we didn't understand the question, there is nothing to answer, right? So I said, what's the question you're asking? Because why do anyone want to navigate the unknown, right? Why did Christopher Columbus go and do whatever he did? Because they were trying to do something. So just changing the context a bit. So the question is, how do you win while navigating that? Well, in the end, I think a lot of things that what the industry expects from you as individuals, as teams, as companies. In the end, we are all part of the market, a great marketplace. We are expected to deliver shareholder returns, which are superior to market. The only way you can do that is by winning. So how do you win? And this is going to be maybe the overall theme of what I'm going to talk to you about. And how do you win? What does it take? Some sense of it. I'm open to questions, and whether they are, it's a question is a question, so don't worry about it. Ask it. If you don't ask it, you'll never know. Right? And nobody has all the answers. Yeah. So, yes, VUCA is the new normal. VUCA is, some of you know it, volatility, uncertainty, complexity, ambiguity. So there is VUCA all over the place. We had COVID, we had Iran, we have a Ukraine-Russia war, which is pushing up commodity markets. There's digitization at one end, which is a very positive impact on certain areas, but also has some negative consequences somewhere else. There is a digital ecosystem which I think government has created, which is creating new business models, which is disrupting old business models. The question is, what do you do? What are we taught over here? How do you take it forward? So like with everything else, the answer actually is what I started on the first slide. I'm sure you guys got it. Okay? The answer is there, which is opportunity multiplied, as they say. So every time there is change, any kind of change, there will be somebody in the market who is either hungrier, faster, sharper, who is going to grab that and turn it into an opportunity. The people who don't do that will say, I got caught because of circumstances. So you have And as companies, you can either be refusers or you can win. So that's the only thing which we are. So every time there is a crisis, there is an opportunity. For somebody who's strong enough, bold enough, swift enough, strong enough to take that opportunity. So the question comes in, what are you guys doing here? It's not very fundamental. You come here to do an MBA, correct? Some guys are not like that, at least I'm not here for doing an MBA. That's cool. Right. So the question is, and all of you have done some of it. So science and art. All the guys who say science, put up their hands. Art. There's always a divided art. And there's some guys who are neutral. How many guys are neutral to this entire concept? Okay. So you get all kinds. So what we teach here and what we learn here is the science and art. And if that is what it is, then how do you win? If it's a science, then I should win every time. It's a formula. I'll do step A, I'll do step 2, I'll do step 3. And I should win. Well, that's what Professor Ramana told us when he drew that flowchart on the blackboard, right? If it's art, then what is this art about? So we have, my view is, it's over the years I've developed a certain view, and for me, the view is management is a sport. And why do I say it's a sport? Because there are many ways to lose. There are many ways to win. There's no right or wrong with it. And what you are doing over here, and what you are doing right now, you are learning to win. That's what you do over here. But the question you would ask me is, if there's no right way and there's no wrong way, then don't write all this down. It's not going to help you, just hear and listen, right? Sometimes writing takes away from the moment. Just reflect. It's not very complicated what I'm saying. Don't ask you questions after that. That's not from the box, right? They know who's not paying attention. Right? So how do you win a sport? Right? All of you watch cricket, how do you win a sport? Who are the kind of people who win in a sport? Anybody? Competitive. Hardworking. Strategy.
Consistent.
Great. So I got a lot of things coming in. So in sport, or how do you win in sport? Team spirit. So there are three basic things in any kind of sport. There's talent, there's technique, there's temperament. All of you are talented because you come through a certain talent pool. You've been filtered and you come. You all are going to be taught techniques. You have your coaches, which is your professors, teaching you. They're teaching you day in, they're teaching you techniques. But what is going to make you win is temperament. That's why some of you are going to do extremely well, and some of you may not do as well. And you have to keep this in mind. And what is temperament all about? Temperament comes down to a very mindset. A winning mindset, and don't just take the sport analogy to extreme, it's not about winning at any cost. It's winning in a manner which is sustainable, winning in a manner which we balance the needs of the consumer, the needs of society, the needs of the environment. So it's a balanced view which you take. The second thing, a winning mindset is you have to pull it out, you have to pull rabbit out of your hat. You have to question the status quo. You have to go where no man or woman has gone before. Doing a Me Too is never going to make you a winner. What that does is it requires mastery over your area, mastery over your subjects, mastery over the industry segment you go into, and then question that status quo and break it. Break it in a manner that you're able to sustain advantage. This was the way Indians cannot build premium brands. So in all segments where multinationals operated, Indian brands used to be usually the middle and bottom of the segments. The premium brands were basically multinationals. In segments which were obviously dominated by. So the question we had is that this is a large category, soaps, 23,000 crores, competitive, been around for 100 years, 100% penetration. The question is, can you create a blue ocean in this red ocean? Can you create a profitable segment? Can you create something very different? Can you re-engineer even in a 100% penetration category? There will be 100% penetrated categories in India. Soap is one, salt is the other, matches maybe the third. And what's the competitive set? Guys have been around forever. Household names. So what did we do? We created a brand which was bright. It was reflective of the TG in India, which is young. And it redefined the bathing experience. How did we do that? We first created a technology which was India's first liquid freezing technology. It's not India, I mean globally first, it's patented. And this is something which we were able to do. Our scientists worked very hard, we got the patents. And what it does is, the goodness of the soap is frozen as opposed to cooked. So it can deliver much more on your skin. And we created a brand image which was very, very, very different from any other soap at that point of time.
Full stretch or less stretch, मतलब डाल dry. Try moisturizing Fiyama Gel Bathing Bar जिसमें है nature's goodness, so skin feels very soft. Are happy? Fiyama Gel Bathing Bars.
Technology is not enough. Your ability to communicate the technology in a manner in line with your TG is something which is as important. The second thing was, there's a shopper inside. When you buy soap, normally what do? You buy 2 or 3 kinds of soap when you go and buy. It's a very normal thing. It's a great observation, but we converted it into an insight and into a business proposition. That consumers buy an assortment. So all our packs are multivariate, which means if you buy a pack of 3 or a pack of 5, you get different soaps. So it takes care of a consumer's need for variety and a consumer's need for price. Both of them are taken care of. And what that did was, we re-engineered our production processes so which we knew our competition would not do. So we could build packs there. In the beginning it was small, and today they have become extremely large. They are more than 60% of our turnover. These kind of packs. And they're very different in the market. And consumers prefer to pick them because they I get different variety in the same pack. Otherwise, either I buy a single pack which I don't get value, or I buy a big pack but it's very boring because you tend to use the same soap again and again and over time. clients that we lost. Right? The other thing was the TG was shifting online. See, we had talked about disruption. The digital is a big disruption. So we were the first ones to really aggressively take on to e-commerce. And it's become one of the largest part of our business coming from e-commerce. Suddenly a traditional category doing well in a non-traditional channel. So you took channel advantage before the channel got formed. What that did was, it gave us an edge with one, new channel, second thing, new consumer. So he's also she is the most likely to change. So there you got an advantage over what you was traditional commerce. So what you keep doing is you keep pushing the needle on every aspect of your mix. And that's not all. We said, are there any cohorts for the future? Are there new customer bases you can? So when you think of a man, is there a scope for men? Is that can be activated? India is the last country, only 1% people can convert. It's still a very, very large big business. So we can do something like this.
Also, muscle freshness.
So as you go deep within the same place, which is supposed to be a market which is 100% penetration, and you keep re-looking at the segments, re-looking, you keep creating value. So you can still create value, even when there all the obviousness, when you do a structural analysis, there should be no value. It all comes to being a little more innovative. It means pushing the needle. It's being a little more open. It also means that you have great partners which you can engineer all of this work. But that's not the end. We've also taken Fiyama now into B2C. So today, there is data, there are new opportunities, there is an opportunity to cross-sell, we are recreating new categories, and the journey continues. So journey of excellence never ends, and it should never end. And what you did yesterday actually does not count. Like what Benita said, I mean, you made 100 last time, it's great, but you still need to score today. So as managers, that's something you must remember, that your yesterday was good, but today things will be better. So one thing I always tell my team is that when we look at our past work, we should win. If we win, it means we are doing better work today. But if you look at our past work and say we did some fantastic work that time, it means we are stagnated. So it's a very, very simple way of looking at things. So the journey of pushing the needle, pushing the envelope is something which I think you'll keep doing. The brand is doing extremely well, COVID or no COVID, done well, compounded growth has been great. Every year, the only thing we tell our brand managers is continue to go faster, and go slower. Circumstances are circumstances. Right? That's why we have to overcome circumstances. The other one I want to just touch upon is Savlon. all of you would be familiar with the brand now, right? So it's a small brand when we acquired it from J&J, not too far back. So when we acquired it, our competition was 140 or 159 plus size, combined competition. It was a small brand, J&J let go of it. And we had to make something of this. It's a beautiful product, very sophisticated, because it's a gentle product, but it takes, unlike a lot of other products which are when you use them. But that was seen as its weakness. That it was a passive brand, it's not very active. So we said, how do we change that? How do we change perception? So we took care. We said care is our core, but care need not be passive. How did we do that? The ad is just a way of getting the story across faster. Like obviously there's a lot of work done by a lot of teams. So it just maybe tells the story in a more pithy manner. Yeah.
वो आंटी, वो पड़ोसी, वो दोस्त, वो हर इंसान जिसने कहा था कि मैं बैडमिंटन के काम नहीं हूँ। बच्चों से कभी ये न कहना कि वो कुछ बन नहीं सकते, क्योंकि सबसे ज्यादा चोट तभी लगती है। बाकी चोटों के लिए साथ।
The other thing is grab the future. Soap is a very large market of India. But we said, can we create the hand wash category? Can we get new consumers to come in? And how do we drive that? How do we drive usage of that category? And that's something which we did. And today our hand wash share is 14x of our soap share. And you also fight for consumers of tomorrow. So we run arguably, I think, the world's largest school program. Last year, 7.6 million children, 22,422 schools, 82,000. It's a massive program. We teach children about hygiene and hygiene habits because we believe that healthier kids will lead to a healthier India. And good hygiene habits is something which can take them far.
बच्चे दुनिया सिर्फ आंखों से ही नहीं, हाथों से भी देखते हैं। हाथों से दुनिया से खेलते हैं, उससे टटोलते हैं। और फिर उन्हीं हाथों से खाना भी खाते हैं। भारत में खाने से पहले साबुन से हाथ न धोना बच्चों के बीमार पड़ने और स्कूल छोड़ने के मुख्य कारणों से एक है।
और पानी में हाथ डालता है और अपने कपड़े से ही पूछता है, छोटे बच्चे हैं साबुन का पर डालता आदत नहीं करने की माँ बाप को नहीं सिखाते, इसलिए सब बच्चे
इस समस्या का हमने एक आसान हल निकाला। हमने चॉपस्टिक्स में ही साबुन मिला दिया। पेश है Savlon हेल्दी हैंड्स चॉपस्टिक्स। देखने और लिखने में ये आम चॉपस्टिक्स की तरह काम करती हैं, पर खाने की छुट्टी में ये कुछ और काम भी करती है। हाथ में लगा चॉप पाउडर पानी लगने पर साबुन बन जाता है। देश भर के स्कूलों में ऐसे कई कदम उठा रही है। बच्चों की सेहत अब काबिल हाथों में है, उनके अपने।
I've shown this video across the world, and this is one place it always gets it back without being any class or anything. But the work done, it looks like a simple chalk stage. But when we came with the idea and we got into one internal loop, our legal team did not give us approval. They said, what happens if it's child? It's so, nothing's going to happen. They said, no, we can't give you a clearance. We said, what do we do? But I think we had some very good person, Dr. Suresh Ramamurthy, who is one of the scientists working with us. He, with the brand manager, worked on this for almost a year. Actually, what looks like a joystick is actually is space-based technology. We are using pharma grade chalk. We are using everything. Fundamentally, a lot of things which we are using a toothpaste are there in that chalk. So it was completely safe. Then we got it certified, and from the best lab in the world. And we went back to them and said, hey, now can we clear it? They said, yeah, now we can clear it. So it would be done. You guys have to put your mind to it. So the question over there is, there are going to be obstacles. But in the end, it's the individual who makes the effort. Somebody who says that, no, this is a great idea, we can't lose it. Can we do it in some way or the other? And it's not about companies, it comes down to some individuals who then put up their hands and say this can be done. It's like today having this summit, I'm sure there are 30 people who work on it, but there are some 4 or 5 people who put up their hands and say, we'll make it happen, what can't. Now those are people, I have a feeling, who will do a little better in life. Right? So, guys, just think about it. See, what you think is hidden is actually not hidden. It's very obvious. And these are your first indicators of people who want to succeed. Those people who want to succeed. Because there are people who have gone beyond what is required. Some of us in this room are doing exactly what we are required to do. Some of us in this room are doing a little less than what we are supposed to do. And there is a handful of people who are doing more. Am I saying this? I'm supposed to be. But that's the truth. Believe you me. So what happened with this kind of incidents of hand washing, people were exposed to the activity has gone up. The compliance has gone up, we want to test this. And the perception of the health issues in those schools is falling because we are also going back to these schools year on year. We've been doing it for the last 7-8 years now. Then COVID came. So some people it was a disaster, for us it was an opportunity. We innovated at speed. One of the things IDC prides itself is that we are national champions. We did not want India to be dependent on any other country for any kind of supplies. In the beginning, when COVID happened in China, actually we sent sanitizer from here to them. More as a goodwill gesture to our supply chain partners in China because they had run out of sanitizers. But when it hit India, we thought, oops, can we not scale up fast? So it's not about the amount of innovation we did, but also at the scale. We converted factories overnight to manufacture sanitizers, to manufacture disinfectant sprays, wipes, at a scale which has never been seen before. and so that the country's requirements could be met. And we did an enormous amount of it. And is this required for the entire organization overnight to work very differently, remotely, and still manage to do a lot of those things, which in the normal course would have taken us years. This includes testing against COVID, which we did. We managed to airlift our material because there was only one lab in the world at that time was testing for COVID, because they were the only guys who had isolated the COVID germ. So that is the kind of work which happened. It was great work by our R&D and marketing teams, supply chain team to scale up, sales teams to make sure that material reached where it reached. And this is when people were in the fog of uncertainty is what this all happened. Today, looking back to it, we are all certain what happened. At that point of time, what are the kind of questions which were there? First of all, is it going to finish off in a week? Is it going to finish off in a month? You're committing large resources of the organization. You're retooling factories, right? You are committing also to suppliers because suppliers are your friends. So there's a one supplier, say train out of Netherlands, who said, hey, you want this component? You tell me how much you need because I've got suppliers selling in cash also. He said, okay, how much do you require? What's my estimate? Sitting in April, because I have to estimate for September. So these are calls which you take. So when you take those calls as managers, unlike when we do a case study, is that you have some vision of here you have no information or very little information, but you get not getting it also would be wrong. When you get it right, it looks beautiful. When you get it wrong, it looks very silly. But not taking a decision is not an option. I think this is something which we did well. Some of the products we brought up in 22, 23 days, which is exceptional. And just before I finish Salman, I think one film of Salman which I really liked, and hopefully it's the message which we leave with you also.
हाय, मैं स्वप्ना। बचपन से मुझे पेंटिंग करना बहुत अच्छा लगता था। मेरी पेंटिंग्स को देखकर लोग मेरी हमेशा तारीफ करते हैं। बोलते हैं मेरा टैलेंट और मैं बहुत स्पेशल है। शायद आप में से कई लोगों से मैं बेटर पेंटर हूँ, पर उसके अलावा मैं बिल्कुल आप जैसी हूँ। मेरी सुबह भी शुरू होती है अलार्म क्लॉक के चिल्लाने से। आप जैसे ही मैं भी उठ के वापस थोड़ी देर सो जाती हूँ। चाय के बिना मेरा दिन भी शुरू नहीं होता। दोस्तों से बातें करती हूँ। मुझे भी तैयार होने में थोड़ा वक्त लगता है। ऑनलाइन रहने की आदत आजकल मुझे भी लग गई है। और उन्हीं अपंगों आपके जैसे मैं भी कभी ना नहीं कह सकती। हाँ, पर एक बात है जो शायद आप में से बहुत लोग नहीं करते, पर मैं हमेशा करती हूँ। मैं हैंड वॉश इस्तेमाल करना नहीं भूलती। 20 सेकंड हैंड वॉश करने से यू स्टे प्रोटेक्टेड फ्रॉम जर्म्स एंड डिजीजेस, कोरोना वायरस जैसे वायरस से भी। और मेरे लिए हैंड वॉश इस्तेमाल करना इतना ईजी है, तो फिर आप क्यों नहीं करते हैंड वॉश?
So we've been recognized globally for the kind of work we have done on this. It's done well. We're the first, I think, brand to win the Grand Prix for creative effectiveness in Asia on this for the campaigns we've done on Sadhana. Results have been excellent. Business has exponentially moved. So you want to do a business, you have to do exceptional work. So I'm there. So it's not about hard work, it's about doing exceptional work. I mean, hard work is table stakes. Right? The question you have to ask yourself is, what is excellence about? In the area where you are, you could be in HR, you could be in systems, you could be in any part. doing finance. But what is excellence? How do you make a difference? How do you really lift your work and start making a difference to people around you and people at large, and also to the companies at large? The other thing is also we do think is that how does a challenger grow a category? How do you compete against somebody who's got enormous resources against you? The first thing is sometimes it just helps to become just make it into a category of one. So it becomes very difficult for even competition to compete with you. So Nemain is a brand which I think in USA you're familiar with, right? It's a market leader in this state. So this was a globally brand which is to own, which is a number one brand. So he said, can we win this game before it starts? Can we change it completely? How can we be different and be relevant? And how can we use the incumbent strength against it? Sometimes when you're large, it also can be a weakness. It can be how you outplay media sets. So this is what, and without getting into the bone of it, is that you just created a world which was very different from your competition. So different that anybody who liked you would not like him, and anybody who would like him would not like you. So what you did is, politely speaking, you polarized the market. You market between a natural market and a non-natural market. So where you had doctor's efficacy at one side, you had grandmother's wisdom on the other. And one thing you had clinicality, the other side you had the power of healing. So you redefine the entire DG as who are the people who would be most concerned about chemicals? People with young parents, either having children and today pet parents having pets at home, because they are the ones who live on the floor, right? So how do you make his strength a weakness? We said, hey, where is he strongest? He's strongest in large outlets. Normally, the normal management principle would be to go to the small outlets and try to fight it there. Here, when we said, can you put overwhelming resources in the large outlets and bring him over there? And what we use as beauty advisors in other categories, we used that on the floor cleaner category to concept sell and win in the largest outlets of the category. And it's very difficult for a leader brand to compete against you because you are putting resources in a manner where we cannot do. You're concentrating resources in specific areas and breaking it. Third is you've also built a community, a certain kind which is also in line with the digital age we are talking about. And you are talking about pets. Pets are the new children for a set of people. And they are very concerned about what their pets eat, what their pets, what are the kind of products they use around. And that's something which I think you've done well. You already become, it's going very well. Your market leaders in the East. And we have got a great footprint across the rest of the country. So these are kind of things which really help you. So the whole idea, I think, was to give you 2 or 3 examples as to, you're going to have those challenges. One thing to say is the challenge is a burden. The other one to take a challenge is an inspiration to do better. It is said that time makes a man or a woman. And there is a lot of truth in it. Just reflect on it. If you did not have the challenge, you would not have. When you're here, you want to create a name for yourself. You have to have a challenge which makes you earn that name. If you don't have a challenge, how do you do it? So the challenge is the sense of life, and that's something which I would ask you to reflect on. And the more challenging the assignment you get, I think with more enthusiasm you should have. So what are we talking about? We're talking about the winner's mindset when we started. Guys, after this, the questions are going to start. So, right, and I know what the guys was sleeping. One or two of you. Yeah. So what do? You take risks, you challenge status quo, you innovate, you're agile and flexible, ability to see ahead while navigating the now. I think the key is the ability to make something from nothing. So I'll summarize by just telling you what actually a manager does. So I'm letting you know the secret. So all managers in all industries know these. They know these are three things which they do. Manage the short term and the long term. There's always a tension. What do I do today? What do I do for tomorrow? Good managers are able to balance it. There's always a dynamic balance. Second one is managing the top line and the bottom line. You can't have one and not have the other. You cannot have the other and have the one. You have to do both. Third is managing people and the task. The job needs to be done. The people need to be happy. Now this is the dynamic balance which any manager does. And how do you do that? You do it based on judgment. The judgment is what I call the winning mindset. So it depends on your ability to assess risk, allocate resources according to the risk. And resources is not just money. It's also the mind space of your team, of your company. And I think that's where I finish. And I say thank you. But I need a big round of applause. And this is not for me. This is for all our professors. These are all the professors who taught us. We never got a homecoming. But on behalf of my batch, thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your enriching words. We would now like to open the floor for questions. Yes. Good morning, sir. Thank you for your time. My question is regarding the Savlon product. As you mentioned that Savlon was able to exponentially grow, you set up factories in very less time. So my question was around how did you manage the supply chain where the world was facing a problem in maintaining its operations? Savlon there was growing exponentially and that scale gave it the growth that we see today. This is the first question. The second one was how is Savlon aiming to create its differentiation with Dettol, which is an equally tough competitor in the same category? So, yes, sir.
See, we are blessed with one or two things which helped us do what we did. When I look back to it, and you asked me to redo it does seem impossible now looking back to it, but I think it's something which we managed. We managed because of two things. One is our enterprise strengths. ITC has big enterprise strengths in R&D. We have the largest private sector R&D in India. Is LSTC out of Bangalore. It's a large campus filled with very bright scientists. So we had the capability. We have a very strong manufacturing company at heart. So we have very strong supply chain systems and capabilities existing. We were able to repurpose our knowledge very quickly. And that was the key. In the end, it became people coming together even more in times of crisis and working in a manner which was completely seamless. So what we did on day one is we broke down all systems. We said everybody is working on Salmon. And everybody across take that. And it meant people reaching out, asking for favors, leaning on suppliers. We had, we requested our sales guys to make sure that even if trucks were stuck somewhere, because I don't know if you guys remember, that time there were permit rules, trucks were being stopped, supplies were being interrupted. We managed to run our factories through all of that. Because everybody was working in a very, very focused and in a manner of, because I think there was a higher purpose thing is that it is the time the country needs us. I think that was the driving for all of us. Second is, I think, an interesting question. It's work in progress. But the way we have defined the market is that, for example, we are a brand which is effective, but it's a brand which has a lot of care values. So you get the germ kill, but you get a little more than that. So if you buy a soap, it's great for your skin, but also gives you germ kill. If you use a antiseptic liquid, it heals, but it does not hurt. So you have a product differentiation in terms of communication. A communication looks different. It's very, very different, and competition is, we are lucky to have great competition because that pushes us to do better and helps us stay in the straight and narrow. Yeah.
Next question, please.
Good morning, sir. My name is Arpit Biswal. I am from batch of 25. Sir, regarding to Plumber soap, you said that you have unique R&D of freezed liquid particles inside the soap. Freezed liquid particles inside the soap, you said. Also, the unique shape of the soap is also giving you an advantage of the unique point. But the problem is that the Indian audience is not that aware of the technologies which is like this unique point is freezed liquid particles. So how do you communicate the USP of your soap to the other to the public? Because also Synthol and White Store are also working on the same thing. They are also targeting the same like male segments and the fully fat cool. And also the R was also like our type of art, like a bit smart and cool. So how are you able to communicate the unique point that is your R&D factor to the public, general public?
So every brand has its own positioning, and you tend to position your brands in a manner which is unique to that brand. Right? So that's something which we do, and there always will be, things like soap. I think you will always have something or the other, some other people trying to do different things. So that's part of what it is. Yeah.
Due to the paucity of time, we will take one more question. A faculty. Give over there, then we'll take another one. Good morning, sir. I'm Ashwara Nair from Batch 2325. My question is, when you mentioned about changing the perception of the market, how do you go about changing, venturing into a new space or category? How do you change the perception of the market that a product should be used in a particular way and cannot be used in a different way? So if we are bringing about a product, for example, if we're bringing about shampoo, we have a perception of shampoo being in a liquid form. Then how do you change the market's perception that it can also be used in a solid form?
That's where the skill comes in, right? So you will see at any point of time. The question is, what is a lot of the brand communication piece is about perceptions, and how do you create certain perceptions which take advantage over your competition. If you do it skillfully, you change it. If you don't do it skillfully, it doesn't change. So there's no change in status level. So sometimes you're able to do that, but it's a very difficult thing to do. It's like you're sitting next to your friend, who you're sitting next to right now, and you're trying to change her perception about you. How difficult is that? Now you're saying that you have to do it for millions of consumers, right? Who you don't know, but who through one piece of communication you're trying to change perception. That is difficult. And that's what you learn to do.
absolutely engaging talk. I love the success stories, but I feel failure deprived now. So could you please share an anecdote where you massively failed and how you handled it?
So that's a lot of stories. So maybe I can share only one. Yeah. So so this is in another the company I was before, and one of the things which and one of the things which we looked at was that how do you know one of the plans we had was based on managing cholesterol, right? So we said, "Acha, managing cholesterol is very good now." But the fact is that how we get different formats, so we said we do it through data. So we used to have this cholesterol management data, which we could mix into your own data, and that would make your uh, product, the data in your house a little heart friendly. The potential of the product potential would be highest because almost every household in India uses data. Now, if you can make it healthier by having a premix, it was something fantastic. Now, what are the problems we faced? The product worked beautifully, clinically proven to do whatever it is doing. But suddenly we realized that see, data cost 20 rupees a kilo, but the product you were adding in it cost maybe another 50 rupees because it was costly. So cost becomes an issue. Second thing is, consumers being consumers don't want to take one more step. They said, "Abhi, रोज कौन कर पाएगा? One day you do it, but the next day you can't keep doing this pre-mixing thing. Nobody has the time." We said we have a fantastic product, but we have not been able to change usage of the consumer. We can't manage the value of the consumer. We said, okay, that's the end of it. So that was the failure. So we said now we should learn from the failure. So we said, okay, now what do we do? What do we have to solve for? We said we have to solve for convenience. Because the consumer does not want to take any inconvenience on ourselves. So we said, okay. So we built a product which was ready to eat. So we did that. But guys, that was also a failure. Now the question is, should we have done? Should we give it up? Or should we have walked away? So we said, okay, now that we have failed over here also, how do we succeed? So at that point of time we said, okay, we can't give them a ready-to-eat product. So what can we give them? So we did the next level of innovation. And in the end, the product which came out was the Pola Masala oats, which succeeded. But this process of failure was almost 3.5 years old, long. So we faced failure for 3.5 years. In the corporate world, that's a long time to face failure. We had 3 failures before we succeeded. So failure can keep happening. So we can keep happening to succeed. It's only way I would think about it. So failure can happen.
Thank you so much, sir, for your words of motivation and wisdom and sharing your experiences and the learnings from the same. I'm sure our students gain invaluable insights from your thoughts and experiences on navigating the unknown. I now invite Father Lisi to felicitate our keynote speaker, Mr. Satyam. University. I now request Father Deputy Registrar to please deliver the vote of thanks.
A pleasant good morning to all the dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. Feeling gratitude and not expressing. Feeling gratitude and not expressing. It is like wrapping a present and not giving it. I stand here on behalf of the administration to take the privilege to thank the dignity today and all others who are invited for this program, this event. Thank you, Mr. Samir Sarpati, Chief Executive Personal Care, IDC Limited, for the enthralling and enlightening inaugural address with a sense of humor and provoking insights on the theme navigating the unknown. Indeed, your intent to sharing with the Zion fraternity enhanced all of us to change the challenges into opportunities, aspirations into achievements, and obstacles into learning experience with sustained temperament and mindset. Thank you so much. We have so many things to say, though there are so many things in our heart that we want to say to you, all of us, which can be submitted up to just 3 words. Thanks for everything. We love you. Some people dream the dream. Some people live the dream. Some people defend their dream. God bless the defenders. Thank you, Reverend Father Anthony Arur S.J., our Vice Chancellor, for sharing his valuable thoughts with the budding leaders through his extempore speech and emphasizing to have focused mindset in the pursuit of one's dreams and aspirations. A teacher is a compass that activates the madness of curiosity, knowledge, and wisdom in the future. Thank you, Professor Arijit Mitra, the Associate Dean, Student Affairs, for guiding and supporting the students' activities by moving at the pace with the student body and the student in general. Thank you, Ms. Aryati, the Joint Secretary of Student Executive Council, for introducing the keynote speaker to his alma mater in this august gathering. Thank you, choir, for the melodious invocation, seeking the blessings of the Almighty for every success. There is hard work behind it. It is hard work, perseverance, learning, sacrifice, and most of all, love of what you are doing. The success of bringing you all together on one platform is the hard work of the Business Excellence Summit 2023 team, the SEC members and the coordinators and the treasurers of the functional and industry committees, the student volunteers, the faculty members, the staff, the administrative team, IT team, media partners, the production team for the decorations which is done outside, and other persons who worked behind the screen. I am grateful to all of them for their assistance and support. XIMB, with its 36 years of legacy, has always pushed for authentic learning, which comes from a culmination of both academic and practical knowledge. With this summit, the students are provided with an excellent opportunity to interact with the leaders from every walk of life and understand their growth curves, habits, and achievements with the aspiration of mirroring them in their lives. Finally, I express my good wishes to the entire Business Excellence Summit team and with God for His blessings upon everyone who are part of the summit to experience new insights and perceptions for a change leading to overall development. A very big thanks to all for making this program a memorable one. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Father. At this momentous occasion, as we gather here today, we are honored to have one of the most accomplished and cherished alumni. We would like to invite him to launch Expo, a quarterly magazine, BES edition by XIM Alumni Committee. Let's invite him with a big round of applause. I thank the dignitaries. I would also like to thank Informatics, the media and PR cell of XIMB, and Excellence, the photography committee of XIMB. I would also like to thank our dignitaries, our professors, and our students. We request the audience to wait till the dignitaries take our leave.
Father,